Alright, so we are mating up the horizontal elevator with the horizontal stabilizer with the elevator. And on both sides, these tip ribs for the elevator are squeezing the horizontal stabilizer. You can see where it's kind of pictured there too. So I'll probably have to flute this so that it's straight, and then we will line up the two and put a bolt in these hinges. One thing that kind of came up was these bushings on the elevator. The flange of the bushing goes on the inside of the hinge, I believe, and on the horizontal stabilizer the flange goes on the outside. I measured this, I believe it's 0.4 inches, and the distance between these two is 0.4 inches. So the point is you install these bushings on the elevator backwards of how you install them on the horizontal stabilizer. Time will tell. So here we are sliding them together. If you look down on them from above. That's how that hinge will go together. Where the bushings are what contact each other, not the actual aluminum stainless, or the aluminum hinge. So right now, I watched Eddie's video on how to line these two up at this stage of the game. After you've got the trim tab on and it's perfectly matches the trailing edge of the elevator just right. He recommends doing this step. So at this point, these elevator end ribs, go all the way back here attached to the elevator, they are kind of pinching the horizontal elevator right here. They're pinching right there, which in some ways is okay because it kind of stabilizes the whole thing. I'm pretty sure that once you put the tip skin on, that it will straighten this out. If you were to try and flute it here, that isn't going to change the bend this way. It will change it up and down, but that's not what we're trying to do. And like I said, I'll make sure that once I put the tip skin on here, that it straightens this out. In the meantime, we've got it lined up perfectly on this end. And if we run down here to this end, perfectly lined up here. So at this point, we're ready to finish these rivets back here. And then we can fit up the tip skin. So I'm in the process of lining these up, and as you can see, this tip rib is pinching the inner or the horizontal elevator here. I wanted to make sure that when you put the tip skin on, that it will straighten this out and it won't be contacting there. So sure enough, what I did was I just took the tip skin and I just fit it up to the top of the elevator and the horizontal stabilizer, just to make sure that if you did get this, these holes all lined up, put some Clecos in there, and sure enough, it does remove it so that this can move freely and it's not rubbing anymore. So we are good to put some rivets in here. Bingo. Lined up just right. No rubbing here. Come down to this other end. No rubbing here. Lined up just right. And now we're going to match drill these holes on both ends, and we can rivet. All right, so we've got the top riveted. We've got the tip skins riveted on both ends. And I pulled out all of the bolts, the 4 bolts. We'll flip it over and rivet the bottom. So in the book, it calls for a fillo or your bondo for this elevator balancing compartment, where you put some lead shot and epoxy mix later on when you go to balance it. Rather than using bondo or filler, which would work in this situation, some people actually are not putting anything at all. I think that the concern is that it would leak out of the corners, which there are some gaps here where if you had something that was, viscous would go through there. nonetheless, I'm using Gorilla black duct tape. This stuff, I've had really good luck with it. I'm pretty sure it's going to seal it right up, certainly enough that it won't allow any epoxy and lead shot to come out. So a little bit more work to go here, and we'll do the other side.